Loud and clear. Awesome. I was having a little trouble with my my headset, so I'm going off of my computer microphone. So I hope the sound is all right. I'll try to speak up. But Chris says loud and clear. So thanks for joining us tonight. I have been teaching, I'll just start with, welcome to IST 301. I designed this course and I've been teaching it at University Park for quite some time and have revised it and updated it over the years. I have taught it online before, and I teach it every semester on campus at UP. So you're getting somebody with experience, and I hope that's a good thing. I usually have pretty much success teaching both online and in residence. I really like what I do, and I hope that comes through. So the way that tonight will go is we'll meet no more than an hour, and probably most likely less, but I've scheduled several online classes throughout this summer session because I think that touching base with you all is a good thing, and it helps to keep us all on track and get through the summer so that everyone has success. So I'm going to start. Feel free to jump in. Feel free to use a mic and talk to me. Feel free to chat. I'm also on a smaller screen tonight because I thought maybe my large screen was one reason why the mic wasn't working, but I will try to arrange my windows here so that I can see the chat. But it's hard for me to read the chat and talk at the same time, so feel free to bring things to my attention as necessary. The way I teach is very interactive. I don't usually just stand in a classroom and lecture. So we'll see how this goes. I will try to deliver a lot of information tonight, but please don't hesitate to ask me questions, and you don't have to wait until after the moment has passed. Is that clear? Every once in a while, I'm going to ask some questions to see if you're paying attention, and I'm looking at the chat box now, and whoever gets in there first gets extra bonus points. Just joking. Great. Okay, because otherwise it could get lonely out here. So we have 17 people. I think we have 38 in the class, which is more than the last time I looked. The last time I looked, we had 31, but we're good. So let me start with the syllabus. So I uploaded a couple of these files. Sharing my desktop on Canvas is pretty slow. So what I did was some screen grabs of this information. It's all on Canvas. I just did screen grabs of this late this afternoon. So I will just go over how this course, the point of this course. So what is the point of IST 301, Information and Organizations? It is IST's course in fundamental business concepts and how information technology plays a role in organizations. The course is divided into several units. We have organizational strategy, which you guys worked on this past week. We move into org structure, and we talk about the culture of organizations, the ethics. Ethics are really important. Organizational decision-making and working across distance. So those are some, and we also have a unit on digital, Internet of Digital Ubiquity, Internet of Things and Big Data. Just to let you know, we have 2 tests, 1 group project, a couple peer evaluations that go along with the group project, and cases, case studies, and some assignments, smaller assignments, for a total of 340 points. So hopefully you've all gone to this link right here and you've purchased your online Harvard case materials, and there's some readings in addition to some case studies. So the typical pattern for each week is a reading. Often there'll be a case study that goes with the reading, and there will be an activity that goes along to reinforce that. The approximate price of the Harvard bundle came to about $55. Well, that's cheaper than it used to be. Really? That's not so bad. So here's the grade distribution. 94 and above is an A, etc. You can go through that. So course policies, log into Canvas. If you've never used Canvas before, you're in for a treat. It's much better than Angel. If you don't know what I'm talking about, that's okay too. But I'm assuming most of you, since this is a 300 level course, have used Angel. So I don't teach on Angel anymore, and that's a good thing. Email me through Canvas, attend virtual meetings. If you can't attend, they are recorded. The recordings on Canvas are only available for 2 weeks, and then they go poof, they disappear. So Omran, I hope I'm not butchering your name too much. Is that correct? I don't know. I don't know how much the material costs on Harvard. I set it up. If you've got, it used to be more expensive, but I cut out some things for this summer and condensed some things. So maybe about 15 articles. Well, no, it's everything that was in that folder. And you can go through the modules yourself on Canvas and see what the readings are. They're listed in the activity page for each module. But sounds about right. Schedule. So the schedule, you'll see the schedule on Canvas, but I'm going to pull it up here. I should go back. Does the syllabus say about turning work in late? That you get a 40% reduction in points if you turn work in late? I'll have to make sure that that's all course related email. I don't see that in here. So let me make a note to myself to add that to the syllabus. So let's talk about late work, since I already got an email about how one student ran out of time and couldn't turn it in, and this and that and this and that. So late work. After moving forward, since there's nothing in here, moving forward from this point on, if you turn your work in late, I will grade it the day after. So if most all assignments are due Sunday night. If you turn it in after Sunday night, I will accept it up until Monday night with a 40% reduction. And here's my reason. Not to be difficult, but I am teaching 4 courses this summer and they're all online. I have a lot of students and I cannot keep track and I do not want 1,000 emails about, could you make an exception? I'm not going to make exceptions because I don't have enough bandwidth to make exceptions. So your policy, it's best if you want to get points is to turn your work in on time. And that's Sunday by like 11:59. Each topic's due dates are due on the Sunday. So the weeks start Monday, the topics are due, the assignments are typically due Sunday night, but they're all on the schedule. So I just did some screen grabs of this. So the first part of the course is on organizational strategy, but the unit, it's unit 1, and unit 1 is on, I forget, strategy, structure. It's organization basics. You don't think it says anything about what? The late? Right, it's going to. So I just said it now about the late. I don't accept late work because after one day. Okay? Is that okay, everybody? Got it. Great. Okay, super. Let me pull this up again because what happened to my file? Let me load this again. It's not showing up on my desktop. So let me load the schedule again and try this again. Select file, cancel, upload. Okay, try this again. By the same token, I would try to be very prompt with grading the work. So let's just look at lesson 1. There's the activities page. I will run through the PowerPoint on corporate strategy. You had an activity. I graded the ones that were submitted before Sunday. I graded those already. I will finish grading them, and we have an online class tonight. So that's all in Canvas. This coming week, you're going to be working on organizational structure, and I'll talk about that. So organizations have a strategy. There are different types of strategy, as you know now. And organizations can have many different structures. We're going to go over the major structures that an organization can have, and you'll be working on that this week, but I will introduce that. Week 3, we have another online class, and we will be covering IT portfolio management. And as we go through these weeks, I will help you figure out or reinforce how these different topics fit together. Then we go to digital business. We have a unit on digital business. For some reason, when I do this, it's not showing up right on my, maybe, wonder why. No, it's not. Can you guys see this okay? Or does it just look funny for me? Hello? It's cut off for you? It's cut off. All right. Well, me too. So I'm not sure why. So we go to digital business. We go to a blank page. All right. Well, I will let you look at, I don't know why it's cut off, but I'm going to deal with it now. So anyway, right now we're in unit 1. Let's stick with that. wonder why. I wonder why. Okay, so all right. I don't know. So a little bit about myself while I'm thinking about it, my background. So I worked in consulting for a while, and I worked for a firm that's now called Accenture. And I worked in New York City building financial trading systems. And then I also worked at an investment bank called Morgan Stanley. I did that for a while before I got my doctorate. I have an MBA, and then I got my doctorate in information systems, and I got my doctorate from Rutgers. I hope you all forgive me, but I am teaching at the right university now. It almost looks like I zoomed in, but I checked the Zoom, and how's that? I think, well, whenever I do that, okay. Okay, great. Thanks. So the only problem with this is that I can't read it. I guess I should have gone back to my big screen. Is this video going to be uploaded on Canvas? Yes, it's going to be uploaded on Canvas, but it will be live for 2 weeks. All right, so there's Unit 1, Organizational Alignment, Strategy, Structure, and IT Portfolio. Then we go to Unit 2, Digital Business. I can't read any of this. By Lesson 7, the beginning of July, we have our first test. And then we go, after our first test, we'll start our team project. And the team project, as we do the team project across distance, we'll be learning about collaborating across distance. That's one of my research areas. And we'll wrap up with corporate social responsibility and organizational ethics, and then test 2. All right, now back to, okay. Questions on that? Excellent. Okay, so moving right along. So corporate strategy. So I put together some slides on corporate strategy, and you've been through this. You did the assignments I read for activity 1.1 were very good. So what I do for each reading is prepare a list of focus questions. So, and I will put those focus questions at the beginning of each PowerPoint presentation slides. And when I create the tests, I draw questions based on the focus questions. So the focus questions are my way of helping you focus on what I think is most important about a reading. Sometimes there's a lot of information and it's easy to kind of miss the point. Especially if English is a second language. For folks where English is a second language, this course has a bunch of reading in it, and it can be difficult for some ESL students. So, that's the way this course is set up. So here are some questions. Describe each of Porter's generic strategies. So you had an activity on that. What are the 2 axes of the quadrant diagram? Which strategies go with which axes? That is, be able to replicate the diagram, both quadrants and axes. So somebody type in one of the strategies in the chat. Give me one. Come on. Cost leadership, cost focus. Give me another. That's 2 of them. Excellent. Excellent. And what are the 2 axes? Give me one axis. Okay, scope. Give me another one. The other one. Okay, so let's see. The survey says, there you go. Scope, narrow and broad, and source of competitive advantage. I think we missed that. Cost and differentiation. Oops. Let me get back here. Okay. Did you just hear that? My phone rang on my computer. Now, so if I were to ask you to draw this diagram in a test, which I think actually, big hint here, I think that might be an exam question, you should be able to do that. And you should understand that, and you should be able to explain it. And that's why I created assignment 1.1 to help you give you some experience with this. So cost leadership, cost focus. This is broad, this is narrow. Differentiation, broad. Differentiation focus, narrow. This side over here, cost. This side over here, differentiation. All right. So companies, these are 4 generic strategies. Do companies only ever follow one strategy? What do you think? Right. Not always. Right. Some companies are very large, and we will talk about, they have different divisions, and different divisions, maybe one division is salty snacks and another division is toys. I don't know. You would expect that they would have different strategies, right? Some companies are really what we would call conglomerates. They are just big, and they have subsumed other companies through mergers and acquisitions. And so, different parts of the company will have different strategies. So I think we understand cost leadership. Any questions on cost leadership? Okay. Differentiation, making your products or services different from those of your competitors. Yeah. Focus, like a boutique, a niche. So cost focus versus differentiation focus. With cost focus, as with broad market strategies, it's essential to decide whether to pursue cost leadership or differentiation. Focus is not enough on its own. So focus on what? Right? Whether you use cost focus or differentiation focus, the key to success of a generic focus strategy is to make sure you add something extra as a result of serving the niche market or niche market. Good. Those are the highlights of the first week's reading. Questions before I move on? So it's pretty clear. Porter is very famous for this diagram and summarizing strategy in this way. So now my dog is here, and her name is Ellie, and she wants attention. Gosh, stop, I'm trying to work. Okay, so let's look at